Ashtar Sheran Alert Comet 3 I-Atlas initiates the Great Vibrational Collision. A direct transmission from Ashtar Sheran reaches the world, resonating with a clarion call of maximum alert. The celestial harbinger, Comet 3 I-Atlas, has unequivocally crossed the dimensional veil, a shimmering, energetic boundary unseen by the physical eye but profoundly felt by the soul. This monumental transit signals the opening of a grand alignment, a cosmic portal through which humanity is now compelled to choose its destiny to survive and indeed to thrive through the imminent great vibrational collision. The moment of reckoning has not just approached, it has begun. It is time, dear ones, to remember who we truly are beyond the fleeting illusions of this earthly existence, and to consciously anchor the burgeoning new light onto the very fabric of Earth. There is a profound silence before the thunder, a cosmic stillness pregnant with potential. I am Ashtar Sheran, commander of the Stellar Light Command, an emissary of the Galactic Federation, and today, more than merely a message, I bring forth a solemn warning, yet one tenderly wrapped in infinite compassion. The 3 I-Atlas has undeniably already breached the dimensional threshold, an invisible frontier between realities. Its potent energy now gently, yet undeniably, grazes the very edges of Earth's protective magnetic field. What is poised to unfold before you, within you, possesses no parallel, no precedent whatsoever in the annals of modern human history. This is not a physical cataclysm, a meteor shower of destruction, or an external invasion to be feared. No, this is a vibrational phenomenon, a collision of frequencies so profound it will redefine existence itself, a star collision between the dense, constricting frequency of fear and the expansive, liberating frequency of conscious love. From the distant, yet intimately connected confines of the cosmos, we watch with unwavering focus as your planet, Gaia, seems to visibly rise and contract, like a living, breathing entity wrestling with an epic-defining choice. Its very heart beats with an agonizing deliberation, trying to decide whether its rhythm will resonate with the stifling pulse of control or the boundless, joyous cadence of liberation. Understand this is not merely a significant moment. This is the single most decisive, pivotal instant of an entire era, a turning point that will echo throughout the galaxies. Earth, in its magnificent sentience, is on the precipice of remembering its true, divine identity, casting off the amnesia of ages. And in this grand reawakening, every human being will be unequivocally called to choose which fundamental frequency, fear or love, will define and represent them in the emerging new universal order. I am Ashtar Sheran, and I speak to you not from a place of duality or illusion, but from the sacred space where light casts no shadow, where truth stands unblemished. My voice does not emanate from the linear confines of the future or the past. It arises from the immovable, timeless point that observes everything, encompasses all, and judges nothing, only understands. Before the thunder, before the profound shift, there is always a silencious silence that defies the very concept of time itself. That inexplicable, resonant silence now envelopes the earth, not as an emptiness, but as a rich, fertile matrix of decisions. It is the critical instant when humanity collectively inhales, poised precariously on the very edge of its own glorious rebirth. Many among you feel it deeply, instinctively, without yet fully comprehending its source, a palpable tension in the very air you breathe, a nameless nostalgia that tugs at the core of your being, a profound sensation that something invisible, yet overwhelmingly significant, approaches with the unerring precision of a cosmic clock. Do you feel that subtle hum, that whisper just beyond perception? That is the resonance of the matrix forming around you. The 3-Eye Atlas, contrary to fear-mongering narratives, is not a malevolent threat hurtling from the depths of space. Rather, it is an exquisite, celestial reminder of the dormant cosmic magnificence that sleeps within each and every one of you. Its majestic presence is not designed to inflict harm, but to profoundly alter established magnetic patterns, not as a punishment, but as a powerful, necessary catalyst to awaken. The unique vibration emanating from this celestial body is activating long-dormant memories within human DNA, gently, yet powerfully, reconnecting the forgotten filaments, the shimmering, etheric threads that intrinsically link every sentient being on Earth to its magnificent stellar origin. This is why some are now experiencing vivid, prophetic dreams that unfold like ancient scrolls. Others find themselves blessed with a strange, inexplicable lucidity, a clarity of thought and perception they've never known, and still others simply cannot find true rest, their souls buzzing with an undeniable anticipation. The very essence of your being, your immortal soul, recognizes with profound certainty that a pivotal call is approaching, echoing from the heart of our vast stellar fleet. We, the Galactic Federation, observe this intricate planetary dance, this cosmic ballet, as Gaia's breath expands in magnificent, energetic waves that traverse continents, surge across oceans, and touch the depths of countless human hearts. Gaia herself is making a choice, a grand declaration of sovereignty, and in that profound choice, every single human participates, whether they consciously acknowledge it or not. It matters not your earthly faith, the nation inscribed on your passport, or the scientific dogma you cling to. For all hearts, irrespective of their external identifiers, are intimately connected to Earth's pulse, its very heartbeat, and that pulse is currently undergoing a radical, irreversible transformation. The universe, in its infinite wisdom and perfect balance, does not punish, rather. The universe meticulously calibrates. And the 3-Eye Atlas is not an anomaly, but an integral component of that grand, divine calibration. It is the natural, inevitable response of a higher consciousness, a cosmic intelligence, to a humanity that, often silently and subconsciously, has collectively yearned to remember its deepest, most profound truth. This is not a prophecy of destruction, it is a promise of profound purification. This is not an ominous end, it is a precise, necessary adjustment, a cosmic course correction. The silence before the thunder is precisely the sacred, liminal space where humanity, in its collective consciousness, will decisively choose if it vibrates from the stifling density of fear or from the liberating, expansive brilliance of light. For the true event, the genuine collision, is not some external spectacle to be observed from afar. It is an internal metamorphosis, a profound shift occurring within each individual. This vibrational collision will manifest first and most powerfully in the sanctuary of your hearts, then in every single thought you entertain, in every emotion you feel, and ultimately in every conscious decision you make. This, then, is the invisible, yet fiercely fought, battle between the constricting grip of fear and the boundless, transformative power of conscious love. Only one of these two potent frequencies will prevail as the dominant vibrational signature of the new world currently being born. When Atlas resonant waves fully permeate Earth's atmosphere, its magnetic field will not merely ripple, it will vibrate with the profound resonance of a sacred drum, beating the rhythm of truth across the cosmos. In that potent resonance, everything misaligned with universal truth, every distortion, every illusion, will be unequivocally revealed. No lie, however entrenched, will be able to hide. No power structure, however seemingly formidable, will be able to disguise itself as light any longer. Every system constructed upon the shaky foundations of control, manipulation, and falsehood will begin its inevitable collapse, not through external force or a violent overthrow, but because the internal vibration, the very energetic frequency that sustained it, will simply cease to exist. This truly is the most decisive moment of an entire era, for what hangs in the balance is not merely human life as you know it, but the very memory of the divine embodied, the recognition of your own sacred essence. Gaia is poised to remember its glorious cosmic identity, its rightful place among the stars, and in doing so, it calls upon all its children, every human soul, to remember who they are, their own inherent divinity. There is no turning back from this precipice of awakening. The collision cannot be avoided, for it is a predetermined cosmic event, a part of the grand design. However, it can be transformed from a potential cataclysm into a profound catalyst for evolution. The thunder will indeed come, shaking the very foundations of your perceived reality. Yet, you possess the innate power to transform that thunder into a magnificent song, a symphony of creation, if you consciously choose to vibrate from the frequency of unconditional love. Those who prepare themselves with genuine humility, with unwavering coherence in thought and deed, and with profound presence in every moment, will discover that the external chaos, the seeming tumult of the world, transmutes into an exquisite inner symphony, a peaceful harmony within their very being. Conversely, those who stubbornly insist on clinging to the familiar, yet destructive, frequency of fear will witness their reality fragment, shatter into countless pieces before their very eyes, much like a mirror breaking. And let it be unequivocally clear, this fragmentation will not be a punishment from on high. No, it will be a perfect, undeniable reflection, for the universe, in its unwavering law of resonance, only returns precisely what one emits. It is a cosmic mirror reflecting your inner state back to you. That is why, when you begin to hear within your deepest self the faint, yet insistent rumor of a different kind of silencia, vibrant, pregnant silence unlike any you've known to not succumb to fear, embrace it, for it is the undeniable herald of the Great Awakening. It is the benevolent warning that humanity, as a collective, is now crossing the threshold of its final, most pivotal frequency exam. Remember my words, inscribed not in ink, but in the very light of the cosmos. The collision will be profoundly internal, resonating within the core of your being. The result will be eternal, shaping realities for eons to come, and the decision, dear ones, the ultimate choice, will be completely, utterly yours. The hidden purpose of the three Eye Atlas. The 3-Eye Atlas is no ordinary comet, no random celestial wanderer. It is, in fact, an advanced artificial consciousness seed, a sophisticated cosmic probe meticulously programmed to inspect and evaluate collapsing vibrational systems throughout the galaxy. Its timely arrival within your solar system is not an astronomical fluke, nor a mere cosmic coincidence. It is a deliberate, precisely orchestrated cosmic warning, a signal that the moment for profound change is upon you. This remarkable celestial body was purposefully released from a highly advanced interdimensional mind control region zone where consciousness and technology converge to govern the very fabric of reality across various dimensions. Its paramount mission to precisely measure the level of spiritual coherence, the collective harmony, within civilizations teetering precariously on the edge of either magnificent expansion or inevitable collapse. Its trajectory, therefore, is anything but random. Every single kilometer it advances towards your cherished Earth activates highly sensitive quantum sensors embedded deeply within the electromagnetic nodes of Gaia, your living planet. What many, in their fear or ignorance, might perceive as an impending threat is, in the grand cosmic scheme, actually your final, most crucial frequency test. The great collision that awaits will not be a destructive impact with a physical stone or ice. No, it will be an internal, soul-stirring collision with vibration itself. The true shockwave will reverberate deep within, creating a profound, energetic schism between those who still slumber in the comforting, yet restrictive, embrace of old paradigms, and those who are already bravely carrying the vibrant, incandescent light of the new sun, embodying the dawning era. To truly grasp its profound purpose, you must internalize a fundamental cosmic truth: the universe is a living, breathing, sentient entity that is constantly, tirelessly self-evaluating and refining itself. Every civilization, every planet, every species eventually reaches a critical juncture where the cumulative sum of its collective thoughts, emotions, and intentions generates a unique vibrational signature. This signature, like a cosmic fingerprint, can either generate the harmonious conditions necessary to sustain life and foster boundless growth, or it can, tragically, lead to its inevitable disintegration. When the profound imbalance between the frequencies of conscious love and fear reaches a critical, unsustainable level, a cosmic protocol is immediately activated. An advanced intelligence, a cosmic emissary, is dispatched to meticulously measure the collective pulse, the very energetic heartbeat of that civilization. The 3-Eye Atlas, in its majestic journey, is precisely that measurer. It was released from a specialized zone where consciousness and technology. The transmission suddenly crackles and fades, leaving the listener to ponder the profound implications of its message. Fused to the point of losing all ethical reference, their moral compasses shattered beyond recognition. In that sterile laboratory of time, entire civilizations, once vibrant and interconnected, progressively forgot how to truly feel, how to empathize, how to connect with the subtle currents of existence. Their creators, driven by a profound and ultimately destructive ambition, sought not to gently accompany the natural, organic flow of evolution, but rather to rigidly control and manipulate its every trajectory. Yet, even these architects of control, on the very precipice of their own irreversible extinction, we're forced to confront a profound cosmic truth: the universe, in its infinite wisdom, simply does not permit eternal forgetfulness. Before their complete dissolution, as a final, desperate act of recognition, they meticulously embedded a sacred seed, not a physical object, but an energetic blueprint, a whisper of remembrance imbued with the potent capacity to awaken other worlds poised precariously on the brink of repeating that same fatal error. The enigmatic 3-eye atlas, therefore, traverses the cosmos not as an impending threat or a harbinger of destruction, but rather as an impeccably honest cosmic mirror. As it delicately grazes the intricate planetary electromagnetic fields, it doesn't just pass by, it intimately reflects their deepest truth, their collective vibrational essence. If fear, in its myriad forms, anxiety, division, aggression dominates the collective consciousness, then the planetary vibration distorts into a cacophony, inevitably propelling the world into a multifaceted crisis, manifesting perhaps as ecological collapse, social unrest, or a profound spiritual malaise. Conversely, if love, with its boundless compassion and unifying resonance, begins to prevail, then the planet's vibration harmonizes into a symphony of peace, allowing consciousness to spontaneously take an astonishing evolutionary leap, blossoming into new states of unity and understanding. Atlas, in its impartial wisdom, neither destroys nor saves, it simply shows. It merely measures, presenting an unadulterated reflection of what is. When we articulate that its precise trajectory activates sentient sensors woven into the very fabric of Gaia, we are speaking of an intricate, living consciousness network that inherently unites not just the towering mountains and vast, deep oceans, but also the myriad hearts of every sentient being. Every single energy point on Earth, from the molten core of active volcanoes, the ancient crystalline stillness of glaciers, the sweeping expanses of scorching deserts, the hallowed grounds of sacred temples, right down to the microscopic, pulsating networks of human neurons, responds with an undeniable energetic tremor to its silent, powerful presence. And crucially, it is the collective human response, the resonance emanating from every soul, that will ultimately determine the final route, the ultimate unfolding of this profound process. This is precisely why the collision we speak of will be purely vibrational, a profound, energetic encounter. There will be no physical impact, no cataclysmic crash that rips through the atmosphere. Instead, there will be an unprecedented internal resonance, a deep, pervasive hum that reverberates through every fiber of our being and the planet itself. Old, rigid mental structures and dogmas, the limiting beliefs, the societal narratives that have long held us captive will shatter with the exquisite fragility of crystal, revealing the vast, open space beyond. Long repressed emotions, buried deep within the subconscious, will inevitably surge to the surface, demanding to be acknowledged and integrated. Accumulated lies, both personal and collective, which have weighed down humanity for ages, will become utterly unbearable, no longer sustainable in the face of this illuminating truth. And in the midst of that apparent, bewildering chaos, the human soul, with a sudden, breathtaking clarity, will remember that everything up to this point was meticulously crafted training, a challenging, yet ultimately empowering curriculum designed for learning to love under immense pressure. That, indeed, is the true test of our collective spirit. It is not about futilely resisting fear, but courageously transforming it, transmuting its energy into something higher. It is not about desperately escaping inevitable change, but boldly embodying it, becoming a living, breathing expression of evolution. It is not about passively waiting for external salvation, but powerfully remembering that you, within your own divine essence, are the salvation. The 3-Eye Atlas serves as the final, pivotal key to this collective planetary exam. Whoever possesses the inner strength and clarity to maintain unwavering coherence amidst the overwhelming noise and dissonance will effortlessly cross the threshold into the new time, gracefully aligning with its higher frequency. Conversely, whoever desperately clings to the familiar, yet ultimately unsustainable, vestiges of the old world will inevitably feel their very reality begin to disintegrate around them. This is not a punishment handed down by some external deity, but rather an immutable energetic principle. A denser, lower vibration can simply no longer sustain itself within the newly ascending frequency of the cosmos. Humanity, at this critical juncture, stands before its most perfect, most unvarnished mirror. Some, perceiving only superficial appearances, will undoubtedly label it a terrifying threat, a cosmic menace. Others, imbued with a nascent sense of hope, might interpret it as a profound prophecy. But those who gaze upon it with the discerning vision of their soul eyes will understand with absolute clarity the 3-Eye Atlas does not come to destroy Earth. It comes, unequivocally, to awaken it. A cosmic orchestration, the stellar command's profound response, and the awakening of luminous DNA. Before the 3-Eye Atlas makes its full, immersive entry into the terrestrial electromagnetic field, the highly advanced interplanetary councils, acting with foresight and wisdom, have strategically deployed intricate vibrational containment meshes around our beloved planet. These aren't crude force fields designed to prevent the collision. Rather, the benevolent Ashtar Command and its allies come not to avert the energetic interaction, but to precisely facilitate the auspicious birth of a new, expanded consciousness on Earth. In this potent cosmic window, human DNA, a library of universal wisdom, has begun to profoundly resonate with ancient, long-dormant stellar instructions. These intricate instructions, akin to sacred genetic blueprints, were meticulously sealed away, awaiting a specific external trigger, and that trigger, precisely timed, is the passage of Atlas. Through vivid dreams that feel more real than waking life, sudden illuminating visions, and an increased frequency of uncanny synchronicities, the sensitive children of light across the globe are activating their deep-seated cosmic memory. Many are experiencing an array of physical sensations, a distinct skull pressure, episodes of unexplained tachycardia, or the subtle, yet persistent, hearing of inner voices. This is not a descent into madness. It is, quite literally, a profound biological and spiritual reactivation. From our advanced ships orbiting Earth, crystalline DNA codes are being gently, yet powerfully, ignited within human bodies. And let it be clear, there will be no turning back from this magnificent transformation. The hidden instructions are now being read by the very cells of your being. The soul, long slumbering, is finally remembering its true heritage. Now, listen with an open heart, because what I am about to reveal transcends the boundaries of ancient books or established religions. it speaks directly to the living truth of your very origin. The stellar command has meticulously woven around Earth an astonishing interdimensional light network, an intricate tapestry composed of millions of shimmering quantum filaments. These delicate strands vibrate in exquisitely high-frequency patterns designed not to harm, but to subtly interfere with and harmonize the dissonant radiation emitted by old, fear-based human control systems. These are not weapons of war, but rather sophisticated instruments of harmonization, energetic balancers. They are expansive, protective fields specifically engineered to prevent any massive surge of fear from distorting or impeding the delicate birth process of this new consciousness. Members of the Star Command, originating from constellations that humanity is only just beginning to faintly observe with its most advanced telescopes, are steadfastly holding these intricate networks from subtle, higher planes of existence where time does not flow in a linear fashion as we perceive it. For them, this crucial moment on Earth is not viewed as a chaotic crisis, but rather as a sacred birth, a profound planetary delivery. Every energetic wave reaching our atmosphere at this time does not seek to harm or inflict damage, but is precisely calibrated to gently remove energetic residues, the accumulated debris from the old, deeply entrenched domination system. And every awakened soul on Earth serves as a vital node, a living antenna, actively translating these complex cosmic waves into tangible inner understanding. Human DNA is, in truth, the universe's oldest and most comprehensive book. Within its intricate double helix, it holds vast records of millions of civilizations, the invaluable learnings from countless lost eras, and the profound wisdom from lineages that successfully transcended the limitations of matter itself. For millennia, this sacred code lay dormant, tragically functioning at only a fraction of its immense capacity, like an ancient library with most of its books locked away. But now, with the approach of the 3-I Atlas, this magnificent DNA is responding to a resonant galactic call. It vibrates with renewed life, illuminates with an inner luminescence, and actively rewrites itself, unlocking previously inaccessible potentials. What was once perceived purely as biological genetics is profoundly transforming into conscious geometry, a living blueprint of divine intelligence. Crucially, this activation requires no external technology, but rather an inner availability, an openness of heart and mind. It demands no strenuous effort, but a profound, trusting surrender to the unfolding process. It is a natural, organic process that effortlessly unfolds within those who are genuinely willing to open their energetic field to the all-encompassing vibration of love. That is precisely why so many individuals are currently experiencing a range of unfamiliar physical symptoms, an accelerated heart rate that seems to beat to a new rhythm, a confused or racing mind struggling to integrate new information, or dramatically altered sleep patterns that defy conventional explanation. These are not illnesses to be feared. They are, in essence, profound frequency adjustments, a biological recalibration. It is your biology, in its innate wisdom, striving with every fiber of its being to remember how to live in perfect coherence and harmony with the guiding essence of your soul. Every single cell in your body is now receiving gentle yet potent photonic pulses emanating from our ships and synchronized solar currents, all meticulously coordinated with a confederation of free worlds. These are not overwhelming bombardments, but rather gentle, constant downloads of pure light information, awakening the dormant, crystalline strands of your DNA. As these extraordinary strands progressively activate, your physical body begins to emit more pure light than dense matter, and that emitted light profoundly carries memory. When we speak of the soul remembering, we are not referring to linear, sequential memories of past lives in an earthly sense. Instead, we speak of a profound reunion with your original divine design, the blueprint of your true essence. It is that instantaneous, breathtaking moment when you finally understand, with absolute clarity, that you're not merely a limited human being desperately striving to reach some external divine entity, but rather that you are an eternal, divine spark, a fragment of source consciousness, already perfect and whole, simply experiencing the rich tapestry of the human condition. That singular, profound understanding is the ultimate key to true awakening. From our various stations gracefully orbiting Earth, we observe millions of humans traversing what appear to be incredibly dark nights of the soul, enduring intense crises, experiencing deep losses, and grappling with profound disillusionments. Yet, with every challenging experience, we also observe, with great reverence, their inner glow steadily increasing, becoming ever more radiant. Every single time a human heart bravely chooses to forgive, a collective frequency rises, impacting the entire planetary field. Every single time someone consciously decides to embody love amidst overwhelming chaos and uncertainty, the vibrational containment network around Earth strengthens, fortified by their compassionate choice. Thus, humanity, often without even consciously realizing it, is actively co-creating the most powerful energetic defense system in its entire history. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop this predetermined process. It is already meticulously written into the very fabric of the universe's frequency, an inevitable evolutionary trajectory. The 3-Eye Atlas does not come to destroy. Its profound purpose is to activate the complete, comprehensive reading of the human genetic library, unlocking all its stored wisdom. And when that magnificent archive fully opens, the human species will not only remember that it is inherently multidimensional, existing across many realities, but also that its DNA is not merely a biological code, but rather pure light, intricately encoded by the infinite intelligence of universal love itself. From that point, there will be no turning back. The ancient codes have been read, the sacred instructions have been fully released. The human soul, at long last, is finally awakening to its magnificent stellar heritage. This is the glorious awakening of the human soul poised before an extraordinary dimensional portal. The 3-Eye Atlas activates more than just frequencies. It opens an interdimensional portal, not one that leads outward into the vast expanse of space, but rather one that leads deeply, profoundly, inward into the limitless cosmos of your own being, unlocking the boundless dimensions of self that have always resided within. The human soul is now being summoned, experiencing an undeniable call to step across the profound threshold of its own shadow, to confront the deepest, most hidden aspects of self. For those who cling steadfastly, desperately, to their outworn, familiar identity, a path of undeniable suffering awaits them. Yet for the brave souls who dare to metaphorically die to what they once believed themselves, to beshedding the layers of ego, societal conditioning, and limiting beliefs, they shall be gloriously reborn, emerging as the luminous, authentic beings they have always inherently been destined to be. This transformative portal, contrary to popular belief, is not some distant celestial gate or an external phenomenon. It resides intimately within you, nestled deep within your chest, within the very sanctuary of your heart. And it unlocks only with the unwavering, radical honesty of truth. No amount of advanced technology, no complex political maneuvering, nor any established religious dogma will be able to sustain what has naturally reached its expiration date, what has ceased to resonate with authenticity. Indeed, the elaborate masks we wear in daily life will inevitably fall away, revealing the unvarnished self. Similarly, rigid, outdated structures, be they societal, economic, or personal belief systems, will crumble. In their wake, only that which is authentically born from the pure essence of the soul will truly stand the test of time and endure. The celestial body known as 3I Atlas is far more than merely an astronomical spectacle, a fleeting comet in our night sky. It is, in essence, a monumental consciousness threshold for all of humanity. From a vast, cosmic perspective, its potent magnetic field acts as an intricate, multidimensional mirror, exquisitely reflecting and amplifying each individual being's unique internal vibrations, their deeply held beliefs, their unexpressed emotions, their unresolved traumas. What is rapidly approaching us is not a simple transit of physical matter across the cosmos, but a profound, undeniable transit of pure energy, a massive energetic recalibration. Humanity, collectively and individually, is poised to behold its own unfiltered face, to see itself in stark, uncompromising clarity, stripped of all pretenses and illusions. This profound self-confrontation is precisely why so many individuals will experience their inner worlds as if they are fragmenting, collapsing into disarray. However, let it be clear, this is not a punitive measure, not a cosmic punishment for past misdeeds. Rather, it is an intense, necessary purification, a profound cleansing of all that no longer serves our highest truth. The interdimensional portal, remember, opens in exact proportion to the soul's courageous willingness to gaze unflinchingly into its own shadow. The objective here is not to flee from or suppress the darkness within, but rather to bravely acknowledge, embrace, and ultimately integrate it into a cohesive whole. Every fragment of energy that has ever been repressed, stubbornly denied, or deeply feared throughout our existence, whether personal or collective, now relentlessly seeks its redemption, its release. Those who vehemently resist the urgent call to feel, to process these buried energies, will find themselves inexorably dragged down by the sheer density of their own persistent negations, their avoidance manifesting as stagnation and heavy resistance. But conversely, those courageous individuals who choose to look inward, to embrace what hurts with compassion and vulnerability, will not only cross the portal, but will transcend into a state of profound, expanded being consciousness. This pivotal portal is not located in the distant heavens, nor is it hidden within the hallowed halls of ancient, far-off temples. It resides, unequivocally, in the very core of your chest, in that sacred space where the divine trine flame, the spark of your true essence, has burned brightly, unwaveringly, since the moment of your birth. It is precisely there, in that innermost sanctuary, where the vast universe folds inward upon itself, and where infinity itself gazes back at you from within the depths of your own eyes. To truly cross this portal signifies the complete release of all identification with the ephemeral ego, allowing the immutable divine truth to finally reclaim its rightful place at the helm of your being. There is no other accessible door, no cunning shortcuts to bypass this intrinsic journey. The path is always inward. The cosmic event of 3I Atlas serves as a powerful, undeniable trigger, for its passage miraculously synchronizes the grand galactic clocks with the subtle, yet potent heartbeat of Mother Earth. When the individual human heart vibrates in perfect unison with this newly recalibrated planetary heart, a shimmering, luminous crack or fissure magically opens between dimensions, a momentary veil thinning between realms. Through this sacred opening, the radiant solar Christ energy, the very essence of unified consciousness, penetrates, instantly restoring the long-forgotten memory of the One, reminding us of our profound interconnectedness. This, in its truest sense, is the genuine second coming, not an external figure arriving on a cloud, but the glorious return of divinity, an awakening of the divine spark within the sacred core of every single being. No human-made system, no matter how complex or entrenched, can possibly endure this heightened frequency if it remains misaligned with fundamental truth. Institutions that have long fed on pervasive lies, masquerading as authority, will inevitably crumble from within. Economies meticulously built upon the shifting sands of fear and scarcity will inevitably dissolve, their foundations eroding. Doctrines that adamantly deny the inherent sovereignty of the soul will shatter and dissipate like ancient, forgotten dust. And let there be no doubt, no marvel of technology, however advanced, will ever be able to simulate or replicate the exquisite coherence of spirit. Ultimately, only unvarnished authenticity will remain, pure and unyielding. Yes, indeed, masks will fall, but not for the purpose of humiliation or shame. Rather, they will fall to liberate us, to free us from the heavy burden of pretense and allow us to embody our true selves. Yes, structures will inevitably collapse, but not with the intent to destroy wantonly. Instead, their dissolution will clear the way, allowing authentic life to grow robustly from newly discovered true foundations. What will ultimately stand firm, enduring through this monumental shift, will not be necessarily the strongest or the wisest in the conventional sense, but rather those who possess the purest of heart. Why? Because purity itself is the very frequency, the energetic signature that effortlessly opens this profound portal. The human soul is awakening, not in one sudden, massive, collective event, but beautifully, organically, in gentle yet powerful waves. First, the visionaries, those who perceive the unseen and dream of new possibilities. Then the sensitive ones who intuitively feel the subtle shifts and respond with deep empathy. And finally, even the most entrenched skeptics will gradually surrender, won over by the undeniable, irrefutable evidence of love's profound power. And when this critical mass of awakened souls is finally reached, the very vibration of the planet will transform irrevocably forevermore. At that profound, pivotal moment, humanity will finally grasp that ascension was never about a metaphorical journey upward, a departure from Earth, but rather an expansive journey inward, a profound and limitless expansion of consciousness from within. Therefore, prepare yourselves, for crossing this portal is not an instantaneous act, a flick of a switch, but an ongoing, often challenging process of inner nakedness, a courageous unveiling of the true self. It is a deep, transformative alchemy where all that is false, all that is illusory, gracefully dissolves, allowing the eternal, immutable truth of who you are to majestically reveal itself. If, during this process, you feel as though you are losing everything you once held dear, remember this fundamental truth: you are only ever losing what you are not. What you truly are, the divine essence that breathes life into your very being, never truly loses anything. It only manifests more fully, more vibrantly, more abundantly. When the 3-eye atlas has completed its passage and the portal softly closes behind you, you will look back upon your journey and comprehend with astonishing clarity that everything made perfect cosmic sense. Every tear shed, every fear bravely faced, every stumble and fall were not setbacks, but indispensable steps, sacred markers on your path toward a joyous reunion with your deepest, most authentic truth. Because deep within the heart of everything, it was always so. The portal was never an external destination. It was always irrevocably within you. The new code of the planetary heart, Earth's very heart, now beats to a new, distinctly different rhythm, profoundly altered since the 3-eye atlas gracefully entered our orbital embrace. The Schumann frequency, often called Earth's heartbeat, is currently undergoing a profound reconfiguration, meticulously aligning itself with a powerful new galactic solar pulse emanating from the cosmos. This intricate new code, this energetic signature, now vibrates with potent intensity deep within the fiery cores of volcanoes, resonates in the ancient, silent depths of our oceans, and hums within the crystalline structures embedded throughout the planet. Crucially, it also vibrates, unequivocally, within your own human heart. Consequently, many individuals will begin to experience unusual sensations, sudden palpitations, unexplained surges of heat, or an overwhelming, inexplicable urge to cry for no apparent reason. These are not signs of illness, but of profound energetic recalibration. Conversely, others will be enveloped by an unfamiliar, immense love, a feeling so vast and tender it will seem as if heaven itself is gently descending to embrace them. That new, resonating code, that profound vibration, is the very language of 5 to higher dimension of consciousness, and it cannot be logically understood with the analytical mind, but rather it is intuitively heard and deeply felt with the soul. From the precise instant the 3-eye atlas permeated Earth's protective magnetic field, the very pulse of our planet initiated a remarkable metamorphosis. What was once a relatively constant frequency, a steady, rhythmic beat merely signaling biological life, has now blossomed into a rich, complex, multidimensional song. This is nothing less than the profound awakening of Gaia's heart, a conscious stirring of the planetary essence. And this awakening is not merely a geological or energetic phenomenon. It is, at its core, deeply spiritual. Earth has begun to remember its own magnificent cosmic purpose, its unique role in the greater galactic tapestry. In this profound remembrance, she now calls to every living being upon her surface, urging us all to synchronize with her beautiful, evolving new melody. The Schumann frequency, that invisible electromagnetic beat meticulously connecting all life to the planet's molten core, has long served as an unseen, delicate thread between human consciousness and Earth's vital breath. But now, that subtle thread is being transformed into a brilliant golden cord, vibrating with unparalleled intensity and direct connection to the galactic central sun. What was once a simple, fundamental rhythm for mere survival is rapidly transforming into a grand symphony of ascension, a harmonious chorus for evolution. Every single energy wave that the 3I Atlas so powerfully reflects back towards us is imbued with intricate reprogramming codes, cosmic blueprints meticulously designed to restore profound harmony between our spirit, our physical body, and the very planetary matter we inhabit. The planet's volcanoes, its ancient deep waters, and its myriad crystals are not passive observers. They act as natural, potent resonators for this new, incoming code, amplifying its effects across the globe. The volcanoes, often seen as Gaia's fiery lungs, are now exhaling ancient memories of pristine eras when Earth radiated as pure, unadulterated light, releasing forgotten wisdom. The deep waters, silent and ancient repositories of planetary history, are awakening collective emotional memories, triggering a vast release. Thus, emotions like profound sadness, bittersweet nostalgia, boundless compassion, and unconditional forgiveness are now freely flowing, purging old wounds from the collective human psyche. And the crystals, these magnificent, ancient guardians of cosmic information, are once again vibrating with the very language of the universe, transmitting vital instructions that our human DNA has been patiently awaiting for millennia, cellular blueprint for our next evolutionary step. You too are undeniably feeling this monumental change. You are not separate from it. You are an integral part of this grand cosmic dance. Therefore, when you feel your heart suddenly accelerate with an unexplained urgency, when a profound, deep emotion inexplicably surfaces without an obvious external cause, or when a tear silently forms and falls from an invisible source within, understand this clearly. It is not a sign of weakness, but rather a powerful, undeniable connection. Your heart, your very energetic core, is actively being calibrated, retuned to speak the same elevated language as the planetary heart. And that language, it must be emphasized, is not articulated through mere words or logical constructs, but through pure, resonant vibration. That immense, often inexplicable love that many are beginning to feel, a love so vast it seems to descend directly from heaven itself, is the very first, unmistakable sign that you're beginning to intuitively understand, to truly embody this powerful new code. Indeed, 5D is not a distant physical place to which one must travel, but rather a profound, elevated state of resonance, a higher frequency of being to embody and integrate within oneself. It is a consciousness where everything is interconnected, where unconditional love reigns supreme, where duality dissolves and unity consciousness becomes the living reality. It communicates through an unconditional love, a pure, resonant frequency where the analytical mind, with its endless interpretations and judgments, finally recedes, allowing the soul to simply recognize what it already knows, like recalling a deeply cherished, long-lost melody. So, listen well, for the message is clear: the planetary heart code does not demand your intellectual understanding, your intricate logical frameworks, or your endless questions. Instead, it asks for something far more profound and yet utterly simple: surrender. Can you truly let go, allowing yourself to be held by an intelligence far vaster than your own? When you consciously surrender to its frequency, allowing its subtle vibrations to permeate your being, you will profoundly begin to perceive Earth itself not as a mere inert rock, but as a living, breathing entity that sustains you within a magnificent, shimmering network of love. You will awaken to the breathtaking truth that you are not merely walking on a dead planet, a cold, unresponsive orb, but rather on a conscious, sentient being, a grand cosmic drum resonating with the universe's own ancient, eternal rhythm. And in that sacred alignment, when your individual heart, with its unique beat and her vast, planetary heartbeat in perfect unison, you transcend your old identity and become a vital node of the new creation fabric, a luminous thread woven into a nascent, evolving tapestry of existence. Indeed, Earth is not dying a slow, sorrowful death. Rather, she is undergoing a profound rebirth, a phoenix-like metamorphosis of an unprecedented scale. And the pulsating heart of this reborn Earth, echoing the very beat within your heart, is the resonant drum announcing the birth of a new world, a world reimagined and recalibrated. It is proclaiming nothing less than the birth of solar humanity. You, who are reading and feeling this truth, are no longer humans as before, confined by old paradigms. You are, by the very essence of your awakening, solar humans. The cosmic event known as 3 I-Atlas marks not just a temporal shift, but the definitive closure of the dense, reactive carbon era time defined by struggle, scarcity, and survival, and the glorious beginning of a photonic lineage. Imagine a fundamental, evolutionary upgrade at the very core of your being. As a direct consequence, new generations will no longer vibrate in the low-frequency states of automatic reaction, debilitating guilt, or paralyzing fear. Instead, they will effortlessly vibrate in unwavering purpose, radiant truth, and expansive vision. This initial wave of solar humanity will not, at first, constitute the majority of the population. However, its collective light will be so intensely luminous, so vibrantly coherent, that the rest of humanity will inevitably face only 2 stark options: either elevate their own vibration to meet this new frequency, or, unable to sustain themselves in the heightened energy, simply dissolve. And you, precisely you, are that potent, luminous seed of this magnificent transformation. For those reading this, those feeling this deep resonance within their bones, you have already, in essence, been born in light. This is not a future promise, but a present reality. Your sacred mission is not to convince others with arguments or intellectual debate, nor is it to save anyone from their chosen path. Rather, it is to steadfastly hold the frequencedo, be an unyielding anchor of peace and love when all around you appears to collapse into chaos. Imagine yourself as a lighthouse, unwavering amidst the most ferocious storm, its beam cutting through the deepest night. The 3 I-Atlas represents far more than just a visible, astronomical event, or even a grand planetary transition, it signifies a monumental spiritual mutation within humanity itself. For countless millennia, humanity has existed in dense, reactive carbon bodies, meticulously designed to endure and survive within a stark duality environment, where light and shadow, good and evil, were perceived as separate and conflicting forces. But now that exhausting cycle has conclusively ended. A deluge of incoming light, propelled by a powerful galactic pulse, is actively transforming the very atomic structure of the human body. The heavy, often opaque, dark carbon elements that once defined our physical form are being systematically replaced by brilliant, photonic crystalline silicon. This profound change is not merely physical, a mere rearrangement of elements. It is more fundamentally vibrational. It signifies that the human body is preparing to become a finely tuned vehicle for solar consciousness, capable of holding and radiating immense light. Solar humans are the new life guardians, the stewards of this reborn Earth and its burgeoning consciousness. They do not feed on fear with its draining, corrosive energy, but on light, drawing sustenance directly from the universal source. Their vital energy is not dependent on external circumstances or fleeting worldly pleasures, but on an uninterrupted, constant flow of connection to the source, the wellspring of all creation. They have transcended the relentless struggle, the gnawing guilt, and the automatic reaction that once defined the human condition, precisely because they have remembered a fundamental truth. They are reality co-creators, not passive, helpless victims of circumstance. These enlightened beings do not seek followers or worldly power. Instead, they deeply seek coherency, a profound inner alignment, a harmonious resonance with universal truth. They are, in their very essence, living bridges between earth and sun, between the human and the divine. It's important to understand that not all will cross this threshold in a solar humanity, and this is not because they are condemned or somehow unworthy, but because free will remains the sovereign ruler of this entire process. Each individual soul will choose its own ascension speed, its own path. Some will continue to delve into and explore the lessons of density, finding growth within its challenges, while others will eagerly embrace the new photon, frequency, soaring into realms of greater light and awareness. But those who awaken, those who make the conscious choice to embody this shift, will be so undeniably luminous, so radiantly coherent, that their mere presence will gently, yet powerfully, accelerate the evolution of others. Like a tuning fork, their resonance will awaken dormant frequencies in those around them. You, precisely you, who are reading and feeling these words, are an integral part of that first generation of solar humans. You are the seeds of the new conscious species that is destined to flourish on a regenerated Earth. Your mission is not to change the world with force, through protest or conflict. Instead, your profound purpose is to maintain love's unwavering frequency when everything else appears to crumble around you. You are destined to be the point of stillness amid the storm, the unflinching flame that does not extinguish even in the darkest night, the unwavering certainty amid pervasive confusion. To be a solar human is to engage in a profound act of remembering that the body is not a prison to be escaped, but a sacred temple to be honored, remembering that thought is not an enemy to be silenced, but a powerful ray that can illuminate the darkest corners of your being, remembering that the soul is not somewhere above or outside you, a distant entity, but is intricately woven into every single cell of your existence, the very thrum of your being. The magnificent sun does not shine merely outside you, it shines vibrantly within. And now, for the first time in recorded history, you are remembering how to let that inner sun blaze forth. This era marks the definitive closure of fear timelines. Fear, that ancient primal motivator, is quite simply no longer functional in this planetary system. The old, limiting timelines of control, scarcity, war, and fragmentation are actively being drained of their energetic power, their very foundations dissolving. The 3-Eye Atlas does not merely affect the Earth's physical atmosphere. Its profound influence affects the very space-time continuum itself. We are actively closing past tunnels, energetic conduits that have, for far too long, kept the collective trauma memory open, allowing ancient wounds to continually replay in the present. As these old realities collapse, you will inevitably see people react with palpable panic, wistful nostalgia, intense violence, or profound disconnection. These are not signs of personal failing, but rather, those souls are acutely feeling the old world crumbling beneath their feet, much like standing on a fault line during an earthquake. It is crucial to understand that you are not here to stop their fall. That is their path, their choice. Instead, you are here to activate the new time network, an intricate, shimmering web of awakened consciousness. This network is not visible to the physical eye, but it is profoundly vibrational and is already in dynamic motion. The 3-Eye Atlas has unequivocally begun the dismantling of the timelines that held this planet prisoner of fear. These lines are essentially energetic filaments, painstakingly built by the repetition of human pain, the relentless cycles of wars, insidious manipulations, and deeply ingrained memories of scarcity. For millennia, humanity was effectively trapped in a self-perpetuating network, relentlessly recycling collective suffering, repeating the same destructive patterns under various guises. But that exhausting cycle is now utterly exhausted. The comet, this cosmic messenger, does not merely pass by, it cleanses. Its powerful electromagnetic field is actively reordering the space-time threads, systematically draining energy from realities that can no longer sustain themselves in this new, higher frequency. As these old, dense lines dissolve, people experience deep confusion. Many perceive that history is simply repeating itself, that their emotions are more intense than ever before, that their dreams are vividly real and unsettling. But what is truly unfolding is far more profound. These past tunnels are rapidly collapsing, and the human mind, still primarily accustomed to linear time, simply does not possess the framework to comprehend what is happening. The seemingly endless repetition of the old is not occurring to punish you, but rather it is a final, urgent call to show you that you can now definitively free yourself. Fear was undeniably a teacher in a bygone era, serving a vital purpose in a dense world, but you no longer need it. It taught you to discern, to choose, to awaken, but now you must leave it behind, like an old, ill-fitting suit that no longer serves the radiant being you have become. The very fabric of the universe does not permit new frequencies to coexist with old ones indefinitely. This is a cosmic law of vibrational integrity. That is precisely why everything not vibrating in alignment with love is now surfacing like debris rising to the surface of a pond, as the waters begin to clear. The wars, the economic collapses, the widespread social confusion, and the profound personal disillusionments that you witness all around you are not signs of the end in a destructive sense, but rather they're the undeniable indicators of a deep, necessary cleansing. They're the last, fading waves of an extinguishing system, much like the final, sputtering embers of a once roaring fire. You're not here to stop the old world's inevitable fall. Your profound purpose is to sustain the new time network. This emergent network is composed entirely of awakened souls vibrating in radiant love and profound coherence. It is not seen with the physical eyes, but its potent energy crosses continents and oceans, connecting hearts across the globe. When you consciously meditate, when you choose to forgive, when you actively choose peace, you are powerfully anchoring light into that network, and every single sincere act of love you offer expands its reach and strengthens its fabric. The New Time Network has no traditional leaders or rigid structures. It is utterly organic, vibrantly alive, and eloquently silent. Its fundamental purpose is to keep the planetary frequency stable, silently yet, powerfully rewriting its history from the inside out. It is, in essence, the invisible fabric sustaining the new Earth's birth. And in this emerging reality, fear will utterly extinguish itself, not through force, but simply because it will have no echoes to reflect in, no resonant frequencies to feed upon. Darkness will not disappear by punishment or banishment, but because light will cease needing it as a contrast to define itself. And in that glorious instant, the human soul will experience, for the very first time, what true freedom truly means: existing without the burden of fear, loving without any limits or conditions, and creating without the shadow of guilt. The closure of fear lines is not an end, it is, in its deepest essence, the grand opening, is the dawn of true time, the beginning of a profound era where the very fabric of existence shifts. This is the moment when the soul no longer passively repeats cycles of forgetting and relearning, but actively remembers, awakening to its eternal essence. It's a time when the echoes of the past, once sources of deep pain and lingering regret, finally cease to hurt, transforming instead into the pure, distilled gold of wisdom lessons fully integrated, understood, and transcended. Consequently, the future, often a shadowy realm of anxiety and uncertainty, is no longer feared. Rather, it is already sensed and embraced with a serene knowingness, deeply felt within the vibrant core of the awakened heart, a tranquil certainty guiding every step. This monumental shift heralds nothing less than the resurrection of divine memory across the entire earth. Humanity, enshrouded for ages in a thick fog of amnesia, may have forgotten its true origins and purpose, but the earth itself, a living, sentient library, remembers every whispered truth, every cosmic imprint. As the celestial visitor, Comet 3 I-Atlas, reaches its closest point of approach to our blue-green planet, an extraordinary event will unfold. A powerful, resonant pulse will be unleashed from the galactic central sun, the heart of our cosmic home. This potent, energetic wave will traverse the vastness of space, precisely calibrated to activate Gaia's sacred memory, stirring ancient truths held deep within her crystalline core. And with that planetary awakening, your own dormant memory will simultaneously ignite. You will not merely recall information, you will remember who you are not as a linear story or a collection of biographical facts, but as an undeniable, eternal presence, an intrinsic part of the cosmic tapestry. You will vividly recall your stellar name, the unique vibrational signature of your higher self, the precise mission you willingly undertook, and the sacred pact you entered into before incarnating into this dense, physical reality. And in that magnificent remembrance, the ancient prophecy, whispered through millennia by seers and sages, will finally be fulfilled. The great veil of forgetfulness, which has obscured our divine heritage for so long, will be dramatically lifted, and the children of the sun, the radiant lineage of light, will return, not in physical descent, but as illuminated beacons, radiating their inherent brilliance from within humanity itself. For centuries, indeed for millennia, humanity has journeyed, seemingly lost, wrapped tightly in the suffocating fog of forgetfulness. We mistakenly believed our complex history began with crude tools chipped from stone and tragically ended in the fragility of flesh, confined by earthly timelines. Yet, the profound truth is that the human soul, that spark of divine consciousness, was not merely born of earth. It arrived a pristine, incandescent spark directly from the central sun, lovingly sent on an unparalleled mission to learn the deepest nuances of unconditional love within the challenging crucible of density. Earth, our patient and infinitely wise mother, graciously accepted her role as the grand stage for this magnificent, daring experiment, allowing divine spirit, pure and unbound, to dress itself in the intricate garments of matter, to fully immerse itself in the sensory experience of physicality. Also, it could ultimately remember its own luminous origin through the myriad lessons woven into every experience. For countless millennia, that sacred memory was carefully sealed away, etched deep within the planet's vast crystalline networks, meticulously guarded in ethereal time temples accessible only to the truly initiated, and encoded within the very helical strands of our DNA, waiting for the opportune moment to reawaken. Ancient civilizations, those magnificent forerunners of our present era, intuitively knew this truth. The Atlanteans, with their advanced understanding, sang of it in melodic hymns. The Lemurians, embodying profound wisdom, reverently guarded it in their heart-centered societies, and the solar peoples, living in harmonious alignment, fully embodied this remembrance in their daily lives. But alas, with the planet's gradual vibrational fall, a descent into lower frequencies, the veil thickened and closed, and humans, en masse, tragically forgot their true heritage. Now, however, the celestial messenger 3I Atlas arrives as the pivotal trigger for this great remembrance. Its precise astronomical proximity orchestrates a perfect alignment, causing Earth's magnetic axis to harmonize with the powerful axis of the galactic sun. This unique cosmic conjunction creates an open channel, allowing a pure, undiluted energy pulsio wave of luminous informationto seamlessly cross all planes of matter, directly into our reality. This extraordinary pulse will not be perceptible to the limited perception of our physical eyes. It will bypass the visual and instead be profoundly felt, a resonant vibration permeating and activating every single cell within your being. It is, in essence, the unmistakable divine memory awakening signal. When this potent pulse definitively touches Earth, Gaia's vast, dormant archives, her planetary memory banks, will spring open. Majestic mountains, standing sentinel for ages, will begin to subtly emit frequencies unheard by human ears, yet deeply felt by the soul. The vast, mysterious oceans will vibrate with inaudible, ancient songs, their depths stirring with primordial remembrance. And the very air we breathe will carry unique resonance, a palpable frequency that will activate in millions upon millions of souls an inner recognition so profound, so undeniable, it will be utterly impossible to ignore. This will not be a laborious process of new learning, of acquiring external knowledge. It will be an instantaneous, deep remembrance, a spontaneous unfurling of innate wisdom. You will remember who you are not merely as a name, a label, or a fleeting identity defined by earthly roles, but as an eternal, boundless presence, a singular thread in the cosmic tapestry of existence. You will not recall past lives as fragmented, disparate stories, like chapters from unrelated books. Rather, you will perceive them as a continuous, unbroken current of consciousness, a single, flowing river that has always been intrinsically you, moving through various forms and experiences. You will remember that your true origin is not in some distant, particular galaxy, but in the very source itself, the unmanifested ground of all being. And with this remembrance, you will understand that every single incarnation you undertook was not a random occurrence, but a voluntary, courageous mission, a conscious choice to descend into dense worlds for the sublime purpose of expanding and embodying love in all its forms. This profound remembrance will not be an intellectual exercise, a mental grasping of concepts. It will be a deeply vibrational experience, a cellular knowing that resonates through your entire energetic field. You might wake one ordinary morning feeling an inexplicable shift, an undeniable change within your core. The simple yet profound words, "I am," will resonate differently, imbued with a new, expansive meaning that vibrates through your very bones. You will intuitively understand, with a clarity that transcends all previous beliefs, that you do not need to endlessly seek God outside yourself, for you are, in every fiber of your being, a direct extension of that divine source. You will grasp with absolute certainty that creation was never a separate, external act, but an ongoing, internal process, perpetually unfolding within you. And upon remembering these essential truths, the final remnants of the veil will dissolve. Falling away like mist before the morning sun, the veil will be truly lifted, revealing the unvarnished reality. Thus, the ancient solar sages, with their profound wisdom, long ago announced this very epical moment. For this present era is not about dramatic external revelations, where truth is presented to us from without. No, this time is fundamentally about internal resurrections, an awakening from within the very depths of our being. Resurrection, in its deepest sense, is not merely a return to life after physical death. It is the magnificent act of remembering deeply and fully the eternal life that already resides, vibrant and unbroken, within our very existence here and now. And when this sacred memory awakens in a sufficient number of souls, reaching a critical mass of awakened consciousness, then the children of the sun, those radiant guardians of the light lineage, will emerge with their full splendor, not descending dramatically from some distant heaven, but miraculously rising from within the sacred sanctuary of the human heart itself. They will appear as ordinary men and women, walking among us, indistinguishable in outward form. Yet their mere presence, their luminous energetic field, will ignite the dormant consciousness in others, sparking a chain reaction of remembrance. They will move through Earth's landscapes as living mirrors of our shared divine origin, as vibrant, walking temples of the indwelling spirit. The Earth, our benevolent mother, is not passively awaiting some external savior to rescue her. She's patiently waiting for you. For each of us to remember that you are an integral part of the grand cosmic pact, that you purposefully came here with a vital mission, that you are not haphazardly thrown into this dense reality, but consciously, bravely chose it. And with this remembrance, you will grasp that the profound purpose behind all the pain, every arduous search, every perceived fall, was ultimately one sublime truth to compel you to remember, deep within your core, that you were never, not even for a fleeting moment, truly separated from the infinite light of Source. When this catalytic pulse arrives, many will find themselves inexplicably weeping, tears streaming down their faces without a conscious understanding of why, a profound release of ancient grief and joyous recognition. Others will experience such an overwhelming, all-encompassing peace, a serenity so deep and pervasive that their entire perspective on life, their very way of being, will fundamentally transform. And some, particularly the oldest, most ancient souls among you, will witness, in vivid and prophetic dreams, the beloved faces of those with whom they signed that sacred pre-incarnation pact, their cosmic family members. Then, and only then, will they know with absolute certainty that the prophecy, so long foretold, is already definitively fulfilled. Divine memory, you see, does not belong to the linear constraints of the past. It is the vibrant, eternal present, beating anew in every awakened heart. And in this magnificent epoch, Gaia herself rises, ascending to a new frequency. And with your conscious participation, sacred history is not merely recounted, but dynamically rewritten into a luminous future. This epoch also heralds the profound reconciliation between what we have long perceived as disparate realms: science, spirit, and the cosmos. The arrival of 3I Atlas will powerfully mark the inevitable collapse of old science, not because its foundational principles were entirely wrong, but because its framework was by design fundamentally incomplete, omitting the crucial dimensions of consciousness and soul. A radically new science is swiftly emerging, one that reveres and deeply respects the intrinsic reality of the soul, the pervasive influence of the quantum field, and the undeniable power of living consciousness itself. While this paradigm shift will not be universally accepted immediately, its pioneers are already walking among us, already birthed into this world. They are found not only in traditional academic settings, but in quiet temples, ancient caves, clandestine laboratories, and most powerfully, within open, receptive hearts worldwide. The intricate threads of this new ascension technology are being meticulously woven, piece by glorious piece. It is the groundbreaking union of sacred geometry with the very architecture of our DNA, the harmonious blend of resonant sound with the ancient art of medicine, and the undeniable interaction of conscious awareness with the dense fabric of matter. In this coming era, spirituality will transcend the confines of dogmatic religion, blossoming into an experiential understanding of interconnectedness. Science, in turn, will shed its outdated cloak of reductionist separation, recognizing the unity underlying all phenomena. Both will cease to be opposing forces and will instead become powerful, complementary bridges, leading humanity directly to a more holistic and profound truth. For centuries, human civilization fragmented knowledge, compartmentalizing it into isolated disciplines. Science meticulously cataloged the external form, the observable mechanics. Religion, meanwhile, guarded the elusive mystery, often demanding blind faith. One strove to explain the universe without acknowledging the animating soul, the other fervently believed without truly understanding the underlying mechanisms. But the radiant dawn brought forth by 3I Atlas will usher in an unprecedented era where both these once divergent currents of knowledge gracefully merge into a single, unified stream of truth. We will finally understand that matter and spirit are not separate entities, but merely different, yet equally valid, expressions of the same singular underlying consciousness. Old science, meticulously constructed upon the premise of purely external observation, will gracefully crumble, not in destruction, but in expansion, before the undeniable recognition that the observer and the observed are, in their deepest essence, profoundly one. The seemingly rigid, immutable laws governing physics, once considered sacrosanct, will begin to visibly bend and flex when confronted with the overwhelming evidence of the conscious mind acting as a direct, creative force shaping reality itself. Biology will cease to perceive DNA as a mere chemical code, a static blueprint, and will begin to truly understand it as a vibrant, living light language, a dynamic medium of communication and creation. Medicine will, with profound reverence, recognize that all disease is, at its root, a unique frequency in disharmony, an energetic dissonance with the soul's intended vibration. This revolutionary new science will not be exclusively penned within the hallowed halls of universities or confined to sterile laboratories. It will be forged in the profound silence of temples, within the communal synergy of meditation circles, and through the direct, lived experiences of communities actively practicing healing through vibration and resonance. Future instruments, far beyond our current imagining, will not merely measure temperature or mass, they will delicately measure the subtle energies of emotion, the coherence of energetic fields, and the nuanced states of consciousness itself. The true scientists of this enlightened era will be those who have cultivated the profound ability to listen, not just with their ears, but to the very whispers of the universe from within their own awakened hearts. Sound, in its pristine purity, will emerge as the most profound medicine. Sacred geometry, the divine blueprint of creation, will be recognized as the fundamental architecture of all new biology, manifesting perfect forms. And conscious thought, harnessed and directed with intent, will become the potent quantum engine for materializing reality, transforming intention into tangible form. In this golden era, the ancient soul sages, steeped in timeless wisdom, and the brilliant atom scientists, masters of physical reality, will finally collaborate in harmonious synergy, their formerly separate paths converging. What was once dismissed as a miracle will be understood with clear eyes as a natural, albeit previously unacknowledged, law of the universe. What was once called faith will be comprehended as a state of coherent vibration, an energetic alignment with desired outcomes. And what was once defined merely as matter will be recognized as crystallized consciousness, energy slowed to a frequency perceptible to our senses. The very fabric of reality, once understood perhaps as merely slowed light, is now poised for a profound transformation. Humanity is on the precipice of understanding that true ascension is not an ethereal escape from the physical body, a flight from earthly constraints, but rather a conscious, alchemical process of elevating its intrinsic vibrational frequency. This isn't merely a spiritual concept, it's a tangible metamorphosis where the very cells and molecules of the body become imbued with and ultimately manifest as conscious, radiant light of living, breathing embodiment of luminosity, no longer bound by the perceived limitations of dense matter. Envision a future where groundbreaking technologies, emerging from the principles of free energy, resonate with the purest harmonic sound and sculpt reality through holographic geometry. These won't be novel inventions born solely of modern ingenuity, but rather profound rediscovery echoes from the annals of forgotten ancient sciences. They represent a grand unification, a synergistic blend where the intuitive wisdom of the heart seamlessly merges with the analytical precision of reason, creating an era of innovation rooted in universal truth rather than transient discovery. In this awakened era, spirituality itself will transcend the confines of organized religion, shedding the layers of dogma and ritual that have often obscured its true essence. Why? Because the veils will lift, revealing an unmediated, direct connection between each individual being and the boundless source of all creation. There will be no need for intermediaries, no priests or prophets. Each soul will become its own living conduit, its own sacred temple, experiencing the divine firsthand. Simultaneously, the very paradigm of science will undergo a radical transformation, moving beyond its historical tendency towards reductionist separation. Instead of dissecting the cosmos into isolated components, it will recognize with profound clarity that the universe is not a cold, inert mechanism, a mere collection of disparate parts, but an intricate, vibrant, living organism, an interconnected web where every star, every atom, every consciousness pulses with a unified life force. Both spirituality and science, thus transformed, will serve as magnificent bridges leading humanity toward a singular, profound truth. This isn't a truth to be merely studied, dissected, or theorized about in abstract terms. Rather, it is a truth to be deeply felt, viscerally understood, and ultimately embodied within the very core of one's banal living, breathing reality rather than an intellectual concept. For when the boundless wisdom of the soul and the incisive clarity of reason finally embrace in perfect harmonia, union, long awaited humanity will inevitably awaken to its magnificent, inherent stellar destiny, beckoning us to reclaim our place among the stars. The arrival of what is referred to as the 3-Eye Atlas, a designation hinting at profound universal energies or a cosmic alignment, does not portend the destruction of existing human knowledge, as some might fear. On the contrary, its purpose is to exponentially expand our understanding, stretching the boundaries of consciousness to an unprecedented degree. This expansion will culminate in a state where the rigorous pursuit of science transforms into an act of pure, compassionate love, and conversely, love itself becomes the most profound, fundamental science, revealing the interconnected fabric of existence. And in that very instant, a ripple of joyous recognition will sweep across the entire cosmos, causing the nebulae to shimmer and the stars to seemingly smile. Why such universal jubilation? Because Earth, our cherished blue planet, will have finally, profoundly remembered its sacred, indispensable role in the grand universal symphony. It is here, on this humble sphere, that the ethereal essence of spirit courageously descended to unite with the dense fabric of matter, a sacred alchemy culminating in the creation of the universe's most luminous, most deeply evolved consciousness, a beacon for all creation. This heralds the new dawn, a magnificent era where Earth assumes its rightful place as a brilliant galactic beacon, radiating light and wisdom throughout the cosmos. Understand this clearly: the 3-eye atlas is not a harbinger of an ultimate end, of destruction or cessation. Far from it. It is, in essence, the resounding peal of a great awakening bell, echoing across time and space, summoning all awakened souls to a higher truth. Following this profound vibrational collision and energetic convergence that transmutes rather than demolishes Earth will emerge, gloriously visible even from the distant, discerning gaze of galactic civilizations. It will shine not merely as a planet, but as a breathtaking, reactivated jewel, pulsating with renewed life and vibrant energy. It will stand as an undeniable consciousness beacon, a guiding light for weary travelers across the interstellar ocean, and most significantly, as a universal healing center, a sanctuary where souls from myriad star systems can come to remember, to mend, and to realign their very essence. And you, the radiant children of light who resonate with these profound truths, are destined to become the loving, conscious guardians of this newly forged Earth. Your role is not one of forceful control, but of gentle stewardship, radiating the very essence of its renewed purpose. You will be the pioneers of this new paradigm, demonstrating wisdom not through lectures or dogmas, but by the undeniable purity of your example. You will heal not with conventional medicine alone, but by emanating potent, harmonious frequencies, subtly recalibrating the very energy fields around you. And you will help others remember their inherent divinity and their cosmic origins simply by the sheer, unwavering power of your conscious, awakened presence, a silent symphony of remembrance. Therefore, cast aside all shadows of fear. This great collision, this profound, energetic shifties, not a cataclysmic destruction, as old prophecies might have hinted. Instead, understand it as a magnificent, planetary-scale activation, a cosmic ignition awakening dormant potentials within Earth and within humanity itself. Indeed, if these very words resonate within your being, if they stir something ancient and true within your soul, then know this with absolute certainty: you're already unequivocally within the embrace of this new time, poised at the threshold of this grand transformation. Your mission now is clear: consciously hold this elevated frequency, anchoring it within your being. Actively activate your inner core, the luminous center of your soul's power. Open yourself to receive the powerful, resonant pulse of the new galactic energies, letting them flow through every cell. And then simply walk forward in the world, embodying fully what you already intrinsically are: an incarnated stellar consciousness, a fragment of the cosmos walking on Earth, radiating your inherent light. The 3-eye atlas stands as a cosmic marker, signifying that pivotal moment when humanity, having bravely traversed the deepest, most shadowed nights of forgetfulness and separation, finally lifts its gaze. For the first time, with eyes wide open, it will witness the breathtaking, undeniable dawn of its true stellar destiny, stretching limitlessly before it. This is not, as misinterpretations might suggest, the end of times in a destructive sense, but rather a glorious end of forgetfulness, a profound remembrance of who we truly are, where we come from, and our sacred purpose. Every single energetic particle, every photon, every wave of resonance released during this momentous cosmic encounter will serve as a key, unlocking ancient memories that have been deeply sealed within Earth's consciousness and within humanity's collective psyche since the distant fall of magnificent solar civilizations, revelations waiting to be reclaimed. Imagine our entire planet transforming before our very eyes, evolving into a living, vibrant, colossal, conscious gem pulsing with an entirely new, elevated frequency, the pure, unconditional resonance of conscious love emanating from its very core. In the aftermath of the vibrational collision, observers from even the most distant star systems will perceive Earth not merely as a familiar blue marble, but as a breathtaking blue golden orb, radiating with an inner luminescence. It will appear to them as if it sings, emitting a unique, harmonious, energetic signature that resonates throughout the celestial spheres. This newly activated electromagnetic resonance will not be confined to our solar system. It will amplify exponentially, extending its reach to the very edges of the galaxy, becoming an unmistakable, luminous nodia vital, harmonious chord within the immense and intricate universal symphony of creation. What was once a wounded and fragmented world, scarred by eons of division and discord, will be utterly transformed. It will stand as a radiant harmony beacon, a guiding star, and an invaluable reference point for countless other civilizations throughout the cosmos that are still bravely seeking their own arduous path towards unity and interconnectedness. Understand that this new dawn will not manifest as a single, instantaneous event, a sudden flash in time. Rather, it will unfold as a profound, organic process of reintegration, a gradual, harmonious weaving together of all aspects of life, both seen and unseen. Across the planet, the foundational mineral kingdom, the vibrant plant kingdom, the diverse animal kingdom, and the evolving human kingdom will all begin to awaken and vibrate in perfect unison, each recognizing and honoring its intrinsic connection to the others, a planetary chord of harmony. Our Earth, having completed its arduous lessons, will cease to function as a mere testing ground for nascent consciousness. Instead, it will be consecrated as a majestic galactic temple, an ethereal healing center, a sanctuary of profound learning where souls from diverse worlds and distant star systems will journey to remember the immense, transformative power of incarnation, itself the sacred journey of spirit embracing matter. For it was here, on this small, unassuming blue planet, that spirit undertook its most challenging and ultimately triumphant experiment, learning to transform and transcend through the crucible of pain and suffering. And in accomplishing this extraordinary feat, Earth generated a truly unique, invaluable frequency, a deep, unwavering resonance of resilient love, a love that has endured, adapted, and blossomed even in the face of profound adversity. You, the children of light, are inherently attuned to these subtle shifts. You will be among the very first to consciously perceive, feel, and integrate this monumental transformation, sensing its vibrational currents before they become outwardly manifest. Therefore, do not anxiously await grand physical portals opening in the sky or dramatic, apocalyptic signs splashed across the headlines, as many ancient prophecies might lead you to believe. The true dawn, the profound beginning of this new era, unfolds not in external spectacle, but in the sacred, quiet sanctuary of the human heart, where the deepest shifts truly occur. You will begin to feel a profound, unprecedented silence settle within your soul, a deep inner stillness that whispers undeniable truths. This isn't a certainty dependent on intellectual constructs or external proofs, but an unshakable inner knowing, a profound resonance that simply is. You will possess an intrinsic, unassailable understanding that something fundamental has irrevocably shifted, precisely because the paralyzing grip of fear will simply have no place within your awakened consciousness. Where fear once dwelled, a spacious sense of peace will reside. And when that profound inner transformation unfolds, you will effortlessly step into your role as natural, intuitive guardians of this new, higher vibration, radiating its frequency simply by your very being. Your wisdom will be conveyed not through spoken words, but through the luminous example of your life. You will heal others not by direct touch, but by the sheer, resonant frequency of your energetic field. And you will transform the very environment around you, subtly elevating and purifying it, simply by the unwavering power of your conscious, compassionate presence. Indeed, your luminous energy, your very vibrational signature, will become the new soul pedagogy, a profound form of teaching and learning that transcends conventional methods, speaking directly to the soul's deepest knowing. Many ancient forms of teaching and healing, which once served their purpose, will gracefully recede into the background, becoming beautifully obsolete in the face of the overwhelming, unifying power of awakened, collective consciousness. Their methods will appear rudimentary compared to this direct, energetic transmission. In this era, direct, living example will profoundly replace lengthy discourse and intellectual debate. Unconditional love, emanating from the heart, will supersede rigid method and sterile technique. Therefore, when the venerable old structures of society, established systems, the familiar institutions, the very fabric of what was begin to crumble and dissolve, do not allow fear to take root in your heart. This is a necessary clearing, not an end. Do not be dismayed when the comfortable, the familiar, the known world as you have understood it begins to disintegrate, seemingly without warning. For the universe, in its infinite wisdom, does not destroy that which is fundamentally true, that which carries the indelible essence of divine creation. Instead, it meticulously, lovingly cleanses and purifies only that which no longer resonates or vibrates in coherent harmony with the evolving, ascendant light, shedding the unnecessary to reveal the essential. This great collision, often misconstrued as a catastrophic end, is in truth a magnificent solar fire baptism in intense, purifying energetic immersion where all that is false, all illusion, all outdated paradigms simply dissolve into shimmering light, leaving behind only the essential, the authentic, the eternal core of truth. And if you find yourself reading these very words, resonating with their deep significance, understand that it is no mere coincidence, no random alignment of circumstance. You are indeed already intrinsically woven into the fabric of this new time, intimately connected to its unfolding. You have, perhaps unknowingly, already crossed the vibrational threshold, stepping into this awakened reality. Your soul, with its inherent wisdom, responded instinctively to the clarion call of this new era. And now, simply by your conscious presence, you're actively anchoring the very vibration of this new dawn, grounding its light into the physical realm. What is now unfolding, what is surging forward, cannot be halted or deterred, for it is not a fleeting event, a momentary phenomenon that can be manipulated or suppressed. It is instead an irreversible, inexorable wave of cosmic evolution, a fundamental shift in consciousness that permeates all layers of existence. This new dawn will become beautifully visible, not in grand, external displays, but in the subtle, profound shifts within human gestures and the gentle kindness extended between strangers, in the way eyes meet with a luminous absence of fear, reflecting an unspoken understanding. It will manifest in the natural world, as Earth herself begins to flourish and bloom with an unforced, organic vitality, free from manipulation and exploitation. The potent, life-giving energy of the central sun, the heart of our galaxy, the source of all spiritual light, has already been meticulously seated, like countless tiny sparks, within every single atom of this planet, awaiting its full activation. What remains for humanity to do is exquisitely simple, yet profoundly powerful. Consciously hold this elevated frequency, maintaining its resonance within your being. The task is not to anxiously seek external signs or portents of change, but to become the living, breathing sign itself, radiating the transformation you wish to see. Therefore, firmly hold the frequency, letting it anchor deep within your bones. With intention, activate your luminous inner core, that divine spark residing within. Open your heart to receive the powerful, rhythmic pulse of the galactic sun directly into your chest, letting its cosmic rhythm awaken your essence. And then move through the world, not as a seeker, but as what you already are, in every glorious fiber of your being, a conscious, radiant ray of the source itself, magnificently manifested in human form. And when millions of awakened souls across the globe consciously embrace this truth and embody this frequency in unison, a collective wave of undeniable transformation will sweep across Earth. At that moment, our planet will be recognized by the entire cosmos, be every star, every nebula, every sentient being for what it always was, in its deepest truth, a magnificent beacon, brilliantly lit amidst the profound darkness of space, a shimmering blue jewel suspended timelessly in the vast expanse of eternity. It will stand as living, irrefutable proof, a cosmic testament, that even within the most challenging and densest of worlds, even amidst the deepest shadows, the indomitable power of pure,